Māori and Pasifika youth in Auckland are fighting to keep open community centres in the face of threats of closure. The hubs have become popular places for Māori and Pasifika youth to meet and engage with local boards, councils, just be part of a sense of belonging. But despite bustling with activity, they don't have enough funds to sustain these facilities. Indira Stewart has more.
This huge space takes up a lot of power. For the last 5 months we've been spending our own money to keep the lights on.
If I had $1 for every time someone said, gosh, Papakuru's needed some place like this for so long, we could fund another 2 years easily.
The voices from 2 different youth community groups in Auckland struggling to keep afloat. Amidia Puya Taylor is from the 312 hub in Onehunga and Leonie Freeman from the Corner in Papakura, South Auckland. What was once the local bikini swimwear outlet, these young people have now turned into a thriving community hub. The walls are covered in artwork by young locals. In one corner, a young mum runs Braids and Fades, where she works for a koha donation. On the other side sits a DJ booth built by the youth. They run events like kai and korero, tattoo and art exhibitions, and many use their facilities to rehearse or do creative work. Above all that, the centre has become a safe place for young Māori and Pasifika to have their voice heard.
As long as we know that people are keen to have their voices heard, we're going to fight and do whatever it takes to make sure that we keep the doors open.
The hub was a proposed pilot project by local youth to prove to the council that young people wanted to be heard. So the council's development agency Panuku offered a facility rent-free for the next 2 years. But its volunteers have been forking out around $800 a month for its maintenance costs themselves, and they're struggling to keep it up. They started a Give a Little funding campaign titled We Want Change, but we need your coins.
The change that we want is to see that our young people are in those governance spaces in the urban planning. We've all been informed that there's some massive transformation changes going on.
Amidia's neighbourhood Onehunga is one of Auckland's earliest settlements and has been earmarked by the council for transformation. Its strategic central location means it's relied upon to receive and host infrastructure for electricity, water, wastewater, transport and freight. The council plans for the suburb include a light rail between the city centre and the airport, the East-West Link motorway and the redevelopment of its wharf.
With us having this hub, we can try and highlight and showcase all the urban planners, the architects, all those that are building our infrastructure to go, these are the kids that we need to help us inform what our decisions are.
Leonie says while her local board and council have tried hard to engage with youth, there's still a level of disconnect. Māori and Pacific people make up almost half of her suburb's population, as well as a significant number of the youth who come to the corner. Leonie says staying open is about giving their young people a voice.
As happens in every community, some voices are just heard louder than other voices, so it's trying to get those voices that aren't heard as often because there's just not the platforms or the places for them to be heard. It's trying to give them a space to have that say.
Angelica Cutler from Panuku says they organise activities in South Auckland like local cleanups to engage with young people.
That might not sound like traditional council consultation, but we take the view that the more that you can engage with people in their own communities, the more likely you are to strike up those important conversations about what they want to see next.
But Diane Lakatini from the Creative Souls Project, a youth hub in Avondale, say the youth in her community are disengaged and council needs to do better.
One of the things that I always struggle with is council words that's thrown around. Innovation, collaboration, engagement. Some of the language that you're using if you want to engage young people or ethnic minorities, they just have no emotional connection to what's actually happening.
Minako Ward councillor Efeso Collins says the youth's voice is vital.
If we're not hearing from our young people, then we're not really preparing a city that's going to include them in 30 years' time. Worse off, it might not be the city that they want in 30 years' time. That's why it's really important for us to hear their voices.
Mr Collins says council want to do better and they're willing to talk. Mo te hōtaka o te ahipone, ko Indira Stewart tēnei.